Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash, Season 4. So The Flash is back in only just a handful of days, which is really exciting, and for those wondering, there are no more breaks. Just giving you the heads up, there are no more breaks after the break we've just had until the finale. So we're straight on until the finale, so yeah, that's good. Now recently on The Flash, we have seen Harry develop like a recreation of sorts of DeVoe's thinking cap to use to get some form of advantage towards the end goal of, well, defeating DeVoe. But this has led to some concern for the character of Harry Wells, as we have, first-hand seen the downfall, if you want to call it, of DeVoe due to the use of the thinking cap. So could we be about to see something similar happen to Harry? Now, Carlos Valdez, who plays Cisco Ramon, did an interview with Variety on a few things, one of the main things being around his involvement with Harry and the development of the thinking cap made in Star Labs. So we will be going over some stuff from that interview in this video, but of course before we go over all that, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on what Carlos said in this interview and just your general thoughts on the topic of Harry and the thinking cap in general. Just let me know in the comments section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. So firstly, Carlos was asked, how does Cisco feel going into these last batch of episodes about working on the thinking cap? And this was his response. Ultimately, I think Cisco came around to Harry's logic, which is that the cap could be a pivotal tool in helping the team take down DeVoe. It seemed like the next logical step in taking down an unbeatable foe whose main asset is his intelligence. The important thing is that Harry promises to not use dark matter with the cap. That's the agreement they have come to. They won't subject themselves to the same danger that DeVoe subjected himself to. The next question asked was, how will Cisco and Harry work together now that Harry's brain matter has been affected by using the thinking cap? With Carlos's response being, there is definitely some growing pains in terms of Harry's relationship with the cap, figuring out how to make it work better. As the episodes progress, even though Harry will be using the thinking cap, DeVoe will always find a way to be a few steps ahead of the team. It's more a matter of Harry dealing with his own frustration. But down the line, a dark secret will come to light that will test the relationship between Harry and Cisco. So overall, my thoughts on these couple of responses by Carlos is, well, will Harry be affected by the thinking cap? And my response to that is, well, most likely yes. You would have to think there is a consequence to using a device like this, just due to the fact that it changes your brain matter and stuff like that. But due to the lack of dark matter, it won't be as bad as DeVoe's, as like Carlos does state in one of the responses. But that is, of course, unless DeVoe does something to Harry to send him down the path. So DeVoe can somehow get dark matter into Harry's system, then it might be a bit of a different story. The big interesting bit is the whole dark secret that will come to light that will test the relationship between Harry and Cisco. I wonder what that dark secret will be. Will it be something to do with Gypsy or Breacher? Will it be something to do with something on Earth 2? Will it have something to do with maybe Reverb, the evil version of Cisco from Earth 2, some connection there? I wonder what the dark secret will be and how it will test their relationship. Or maybe Harry is secretly using dark matter or something like that, with this device that Cisco, isn't too happy about. So we'll have to wait and see. Or maybe the dark secret could be that Harry will inevitably die, but he's doing this to sacrifice his own life to save his friends around him and the people that are close to him. That could be the dark secret, and Cisco might, find it hard to come to terms with that. But we'll have to wait and see what this dark secret is, but let me know what you think it could be in the comments section down below. Now, Carlos in this interview also answered some questions on his character of Cisco and his partner from Earth 19, which is of course Gypsy. So firstly, he was asked, what can you tease about Gypsy and Breacher's return to Earth 1? And he responded, I love working with Danny. He's such a personal guy, and Danny does Danny really well. Just like the last Breacher Cisco episode, we're dealing with things that are vaguely reminiscent of in-law awkwardness. In this scenario, Breacher's powers are weakening, and Caitlin and Cisco learn that it's because he's getting older. Cisco is charged with the task of telling his girlfriend's father that he's getting too old. The next question is, even though they aren't on screen together a lot, the Cisco-Gypsy relationship really seems to resonate with fans. Why do you think that is? I'd like to sit here and pretend like I know, but to be honest, I only know part of the picture. I think part of it is there is a lot of chemistry and fire inside both of these characters. I think another aspect that makes it so appealing is that Cisco sort of represents this sort of nerd culture who, typically over the last 20 or 30 years of film and television history, usually doesn't get rewarded with the girl. In this scenario, Cisco does get the girl, and it's not just any girl, it's an amazing girl. And the final question was, how is their relationship evolving? This season has been the most challenging in terms of justifying this relationship. They're leading a very long distance relationship between dimensions, and I think just like in the real world, that comes with a cost. Some of these episodes, as we head toward the end of the season, deal with Cisco and Gypsy's difficulties of making this work properly across dimensions, and how differing expectations of a long distance relationship can really test the limits of it. So overall, my thoughts on Cisco and Gypsy, and basically why I think it works, is that they're not in every single episode. You know, sometimes when a couple is on screen all the time and there's just too much la-di-da love stuff going on, it can just be like, oh, okay, well, this is boring, this is not interesting to watch, and it becomes frustrating to a point. But with Cisco and Gypsy, as Carlos does state, they're hardly together on screen, which is why I think it works. So when they're on screen, they might go over the top with it. It just comes off as sweet because you don't see it that often, and it doesn't like drown you in all that la-di-da stuff between Cisco and Gypsy. That's why I think it works personally. I don't know if anyone agrees with me, maybe they think it works in a different way. Obviously they do have chemistry, but personally, as to, like all the other relationships in the show, I think do have chemistry for the most part. But I think why Cisco and Gypsy's relationship differs and is a bit better than others is due to the fact that we're not smothered with it all the time. Now, one thing I do want to address before we end this video is that a lot of people have been asking me about Captain Cold and whether he's coming back. Now, Captain Cold was meant to come back at some point this season. It was revealed by, I think, Wentworth Miller himself, who plays Captain Cold, that he has one more appearance in the Arrowverse this season, and it was a Flash episode. Now, episode 19 of this season is called Fury Rogue, obviously Rogue being the highlight of that title. And with the fact that Captain Cold was rumored to have been coming back in this season, you would think that was the episode he would be showing up in. Now, I was told there is a very special guest appearance in episode 19. Unfortunately, I couldn't be told who it was, just due to the fact that not many people knew the information. So, you know, it was just a bit safer not to tell me who it was. But, you know, this is most likely the episode that Captain Cold's in, so if the news does come out or there's a trailer which shows Captain Cold in this episode, don't be too surprised, mainly because of the title and also the fact that he was meant to show up at some point this season, but it hasn't been confirmed yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I didn't hear any news of Wentworth Miller being spotted in Vancouver, but then again, his scenes could have all been indoor or something like that, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see in regards to whether he does show up. So for those people asking and wondering if he is coming back, I can't confirm it at this stage, but you know, just cross your fingers and hope it does happen. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various thoughts on the interview with Carlos and just your general opinions on anything to do with what I brought up in the video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.